Welcome to our contract for difference tutorial, also known as a CFD account. Basically, you can trade on quite a few things: crude oil, the FTSE, shares. If you can trade it, you can trade it on here. You can either buy or sell, so you can actually make money when prices go down. So if the stock market crashed and you knew it was coming, you could go short, and you'll make money as it goes down. We've actually got an open position here on gold, and I'm short, which means I make money when the price goes down. We're actually in profit on that. We're doing okay on that. As you can see on gold, this is it's down 9.8 at the moment. I opened this trade this morning. What we're going to do is trade the S&P. We're going to trade. This is the price that we can sell a contract at if we owned one. This is the price that we would buy one at. Now, quantity means the amount of contracts you want, basically. It's not like a signed contract, it's just an agreement. Stop is a stop loss. You type in a number. If the market goes to that number or below it, it will automatically dump your holding. So it will sell your shares or whatever for you. It stops you making a big loss, basically. So we're typing a random number there. Limit is totally the contrary. If you know where you want to take your profit, you type in a limit. You don't have to have the computer on or be at the computer. It will automatically sell your position at that point. So we're going to buy one contract in the S&P. This is the screen you get to show that you've bought. On here, it confirms what you've bought, how many contracts, no commission. With UK shares, you pay £15 commission. So it's confirming it's a buy. This is the sort of trade we want to encourage people who have got sort of just £150 to trade on. So as you can see, I'm down 59 pence on that. I might lose sleep on that later. So as you can see, the price of our gold trade is going down. So that means we're making money. There's all sorts of things that we can be buying and selling. If you've only got £150, as we say, that you want to dabble in at the moment, then this is the sort of thing that we're going to be getting you into. The S&P 500 basically is a collection of 500 companies, and if you add all of their share price valuations together, it will bring you up to the price of the S&P 500. Each of these, this is a 5-minute chart. Basically, every single candle here represents 5 minutes worth of price movement. It's quite good for short-term entries. You can, if you know how to read the candles, you know whether it's just about to go up or whatever. You've got the hourly chart as well here, which each one of these candles shows 1 hour's worth of trading. So yeah, you've got the indicators here as well: Bollinger Bands, stochastic, RSI. I'll explain all of this in lessons and things like that. It won't mean anything to you now, but after a lesson it 100% will. You'll understand it and be able to use that as well. Right, as you can see, gold is doing quite well. Our price on gold, we're £91 up. If you wanted to close this position, we can't sell because we've already sold before we bought, if that makes any sense. So we can only buy that trade, which will close that position down. Now I've got 3 open positions. I've opened a position on orange juice. It's a B for buy. If you actually look, the price to buy now is 121.9 and to sell 121.2. I actually paid 121.65. So it's gone up since I bought, but I'm still making a loss on that trade because of the spread. The reason why you have a spread, we'll go into that. This is the price that again we opened at and the current market price and your profit and loss. I'm down at the moment on that. I'll probably be down for a day or two because the spread's quite wide. If you imagine if you sold something like gold bars, and you would buy and sell, anyone could buy off of you, and then you would sell back to some other people. If there was a difference between the buy price and the sell price, then what you could actually do is make a little bit of money in the transactions yourself. Otherwise, you're not going to make anything. And that's exactly what they do on shares. They give you two separate prices. One is to buy, which is slightly higher, and one is to sell. Otherwise, people could sit on a computer all day and buy. If there was no spread, they could just buy it. It could go up by 0.1, and then they could actually sell that and make carry on making money all day, and no one would work in the world. On the orange juice, this is called a bull flag. I'd expect it to hit around 130 odd. That's what I would imagine on this orange juice trade. But we'll see how it goes. It may change. So we'll be nimble with that one. As you can see, we're up to sort of £200 profit on gold now. Gold is just tanking today. Again, this profit that I've got, I opened this position this morning, so this is within a few hours. It shows what you can do. I mean, I've not got a great amount of money in this account either. With this, you can place orders as well. So if I'm at work all day and I want to buy a certain share at a certain price, I can place an order, and the computer doesn't need to be on. It will absolutely do that. Now, when we're talking about margin factors and things like that, what we've actually got here is you only need 1% stake on this contract. No commission, which is absolutely ideal for people with small amounts of money but still want to trade. So you only need 1% of the. So if you had £100, you could put £10,000 worth on. But I wouldn't recommend leveraging that much. But I can talk you through that. It's not a problem. Crude oil, a little bit different. You need 3%. 3% of the initial stage. We've got quite a good video on our website for CFD, and it explains sort of leverage and things like that. But it's quite safe. We do it quite often. You just need to be a little bit responsible with it. That's all. Gem diamonds, you need 50%. This is a share. You need 50%, and it's £15 commission. So if you've only got 100 sort of to £200, you don't want to be buying shares because of the commission. You pay 15 to buy the shares, 15 to sell them. So we don't really want to recommend that to people that are just trading with 100 or £150. But it's saying 50% margin factor. That means if I had £100, I could buy £200 worth of shares. That's what that basically means. But we'll go through that at a later stage. Now, it's probably quite good for you to watch this actually, my two open positions, how they're behaving. Throughout the day, the price is quite volatile. So you've got a lot of people around the world actually buying and selling things. If I wanted to buy orange juice now, it'd be 122.25. I paid 121.65. So it has gone up, but I'm still making a loss because of that spread. Just in case you didn't understand what I meant earlier, basically there's got to be a difference between the buy price and the sell price. Because again, if we go back to buying and selling gold bars, if I could own a company that sells gold bars, I can sell them at one price. If I sell it at exactly, sorry, if I buy from people at exactly the same price I'm selling, it's going to be, I'm going to go out of business very, very quickly. So if I give someone a buy price and then I sell it at a different price, it's pretty much like what a pawn shop does. They buy at a low price from the public and they sell slightly higher to make a profit. That's basically what shared market makers do. They will buy shares off of you at one price and they will sell them to someone else at another price. And in the medium, they make a little bit of money. They make a little bit of money because they are a business as well, the people that are responsible for these transactions. So that's the reason why you get two prices. And when you're quoted a share price, someone says, oh, Tesco's is £3.50. The buy price is probably £3.51 and you can sell it for £3.49. So the actual share price is somewhere in between the two. That's basically what it means. That is what a spread is, and it does differ from share to share, etc.